Welcome back. Adam, how's it going?
It's going good, Steven. How are you?
I can't complain, can't complain. How was the weekend?
It was good, but hot. I mean, we were like in the
Yes.
90s all
Yeah,
weekend
same
and even
here.
today. So, yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I had a very productive weekend. I'm in my new office, as you can see.
Yeah, it looks nice. You got a book back there, a certificate,
My
little,
diploma.
yeah, that's
I got,
awesome.
yeah, I can't say what that is because it'll come on.
Oh, really? Okay. And a
But
globe and everything. Yeah, what's
yeah.
going on?
Well, no, so I had this huge closet space that was like I just used for storage, but I've been meaning to do something with it, and
Hmm.
finally this weekend cleared everything out, went through everything, threw stuff out, and then painted, and um, and then I bought a desk and just put it all together.
Oh, well, it looks nice and it definitely has a professional look. What's in the top, at the very top? That black thing in a plastic cover?
Oh, that's a picture.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that's a picture. Yeah,
Nice,
yeah.
nice, yeah.
Yeah, I got some more things to do to it, but
Oh, I can't wait to see how it looks.
All right. Well, I know you got some stuff to tell us about movie reviews, so let you take it away.
Sure thing. So this weekend didn't have as many new releases as I was expecting, so I caught up with something from last week called Spaceship Earth, and this is a documentary film about a group of people, eight individuals that went into this biosphere, this kind of self-contained planet thing, um, and they wanted to stay there for 2 years and do this experiment to see if humans can sustain life in kind of a self-contained environment.
Hmm.
And this is something I didn't know much about. I do remember like that Pauly Shore movie from the 90s, Biodome, and I think that's kind of what it was spoofing. But it's a really good story because they have a lot of footage from at the time and kind of the origins of this group and how they kind of came together and how this billionaire funded this experiment and uh, kind of what happened once they got in. And I won't spoil too much, but and you can look it up. But it really things didn't go well. They were running out of oxygen. The food was getting hard to grow. So it's kind of a good maybe a social look back into how people thought they could kind of create this sustained environment and live in there for 2 years with no problems. So it is a documentary, so you're not going to expect too much twist and turns or anything that's too exhilarating, but definitely a fun watch, something different that happened again in the early 90s that I wasn't even aware of. That'll kind of give you a different perspective on things.
Nice.
Um, in addition to that, I did catch up on The Old Guard, and that's a movie Chike reviewed last week with Charlize Theron, and
Hmm.
it's a Netflix movie based on the kind of the graphic novel. I know Chike really liked it, and I do agree it was good, pretty good. It's based on a graphic novel, so you can tell there are points where it kind of gets slow and dips and then gets back up. I think it could have been better as a series, kind of like how Umbrella Academy was to kind of explore a little bit more of that world. But if you're looking for a fun Netflix movie, definitely check that one out. And Spaceship Earth is on Hulu, so if you have an account there. And the only other thing I caught up with was The Plot Against America. And I don't know if you remember this, Steven. It's an HBO show that came out earlier this year.
Mm.
Okay, yeah, Chike saw it and he finished it up and he liked it, and so I finally got a chance to. And it's basically an alternate history in 1940 that Charles Lindbergh, who's anti or who's America first and kind of a Nazi sympathizer and anti-Semitic at the time, wins the presidency, and how and it tells
It's
a
similar
story
to
of
now.
yeah, and so that's it's kind of it's very relevant actually. So we
Uh-huh.
watching it, they've definitely changed a few things because it was based on a book by Philip Roth from 2004, but there's a lot of similarities of how yeah the and it's through the eyes of this Jewish family in New Jersey, and it's just kind of how things kind of just started changing, and very good watch. It is slow in parts, I will say that. Don't watch it late at night or you're gonna fall asleep, but yeah, definitely check it out.
Nice, nice. I actually watched a movie, Neil Long and Omar Epps, on Netflix called Fatal Affair. And
Hmm.
first of all, it's great seeing Neil Long on the screen. Both of them did great with their acting. Um, it's the same kind of movie we've all seen. where pretty much, her high school friend comes back and pretty much stalks her and her family, and he makes this relationship that they have in his head, and it's good. But it was good. It was good. A lot of people were talking about it, but there was a few mishaps in the movie. Like in one scene, she has the phone upside down. In another scene, they showed something with his license. Like the picture was kind of weird, and then it was like perfect penmanship, like of him signing his name. It was just, the internet, they
Yeah.
never stop. But I thought it was good. It was definitely worth watching, and I think it's good for Netflix. It was a good Netflix release. It wasn't. It wouldn't have been a box office
Okay.
kind of thing. But
Because that did come out this past weekend, and I did
yeah,
see that on the list, but
uh,
yeah, it didn't get a lot of good reviews.
yeah.
And it's interesting, and just a sidebar. So yeah, I know you pretty much enjoy everything you watch, but
Not really.
is there anything you don't enjoy? Because I see every time you review something, you're like, oh, it's pretty good, or I like that, but
No, there's some
it
things
seems like
I watch I don't really like, but I'm a good movie picker. I can say that.
okay, because yeah, I see, and that's it's not a critical thing because Cheeky and I can be critical, and not everyone has to be critical, but
Right.
I just curious because
Yeah. There's some
hopefully
disappointments. There's some disappointments.
and hopefully you're seeing kind of the little bit of inconsistencies, and it doesn't take a lot, but yeah, like little mistakes where you're like they could have been a little more aware on
That's
set
the
of
one I
upside down
saw the
phone.
most with her. The one I saw the most when people were talking about the phone being upside down.
Uh, that's
Yeah.
unforgivable. I did see The Last Dance is now on Netflix, so I
Oh
do want to
yeah.
check that out. I know
Yeah.
you
And
said
for
that was a
everyone
good
who
series.
missed oh yeah, The Last Dance. I was about to say, yeah, that's on Netflix. I saw that today on there.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. All right.
yeah, it's very interesting because it was like a Netflix purchased the rights, but they put it on ESPN first for some reason. So
And
I'm glad the
it's
rest of
number
us get to watch it.
four. It's number four on the top 10 for
Yeah,
Netflix as well.
yeah. So one quick question before we go to: did you catch up on Hamilton yet?
No, I have
Oh,
not. I'm
you're
sorry.
watching
I was building the office. I'm sorry.
16% on Rotten Tomatoes movies, and still no Hamilton.
No, I need to watch it though. I want to watch it.
You'll love it.
I definitely will. All right, Adam. Well, always thank you for letting us know what to spend our time and our money on, and have a great week. Okay.
All right, thanks you too.
All right. Right back after this.